Good morning, everybody. It's another gorgeous day here in Puerto Rico. And I just wanted to say good morning on this October 22nd morning. It's on a Sunday here. And today I'm going to update you on yesterday, as well talk about cooking and coffee here. When we moved here, we decided after a while of just using our grill that a stove wasn't really necessary. Not yet, anyway. So as of yet, we still have not gotten one, which is fine. We use just our grill for cooking out here. I guess you find out the more you live without things and the more you adapt that a lot of the things that you used before really ain't that necessary. So just start off with coffee, because I'm really wanting some right now. Typically what we do is, because we don't use a coffee maker, I mean, you can if you want. If you have a generator, you can just plug it in and go to town, but we're having more fun this way. So typically what Shannon, my sister-in-law, does is, because usually I'm too lazy to do it at night, is she fills our coffee container here with the water for the coffee for the next day, as well as the coffee grinds, all measured out. Usually we use about, like 1 heaping teaspoon per cup, somewhere around in there. Also, what kind of coffee do we use? Because, Puerto Rico coffee, if you guys haven't had it before, just saying, you're missing out. We use Cafe Oro. Really, so good coffee. And actually, we drive by their plantation every day. It's not that far from us. And it is an amazing coffee, and they even have a cafe we go to every now and then. It's just so good. Forget Big B's, forget all those. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Anyway, off that topic. So we put the coffee grinds, yes, right in the water, right in that coffee pot, and we let it sit in the fridge all night. It just sits in there. Then when we wake up in the morning, we take our coffee pot and we have this little lovely strainer here, and we use either a regular typical filter or actually what works best is paper towel. But today I couldn't find any, so we are just using a regular filter. But since Shannon didn't do it last night, I've resorted to just taking the coffee grinds, and they're in my pan. See that? You can kind of see them in there. And I'm boiling it. So that'll heat up our coffee. And then what I'll do when that is done is I'll go ahead and filter that right into our beautiful coffee pot, and it'll be nice and ready for us to drink. So one interesting thing I've found while being here is how they make coffee. I was invited by a neighbor once, and across the street, she doesn't speak very good English, but it was still really sweet, and she's a really nice lady. She's brought us over food and even cooked food. I mean, come on, authentic Puerto Rican food. Can't go wrong. But anyway, she invited me over there, and she asked me if I wanted some coffee. And typically, when someone asks you if you want coffee, they ask you what you like in it. Do you want some sugar? Do you want some creamer? Whatever. She didn't. She just brings me a cup of black coffee, and I taste it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this tastes so good. And it had sugar in it. That's how they do that here. They love their black coffee with tons of sugar. So I was like, dang, me and my just creamer coffee was missing out. But I don't do that a lot, just because I try to avoid the sugar intake. But it is really good how they do that. So again, even about, this is how we make our coffee. It's also how we cook, since we don't have a stove. And so in the future, it'll be fun to show you some of the things that we've come up with. We make some really yummy pizzas, we use tortilla shells. It's really good. So we come up with a lot of simple, cheap, economic ideas and ways to eat here. There's 7 of us, so we try to save a penny when we can. And we like it. We don't feel like we're missing out on anything, and we don't have to take up the space in the kitchen with a stove. So we might just keep it this way. We're not really sure yet, because we are missing an oven. We like to bake as well. So, and as far as an update from yesterday, we didn't end up in Utuado. We ended up in Arecibo. And Arecibo had a lot of flooding. And we didn't get to do a whole lot in the morning, because this relief team you know, especially the one that I'm part of, hasn't actually been out doing the physical work yet because they've had to make all these reports and then get like professionals involved to like let us know what was safe, what wasn't, and what we needed to actually do. So some of these houses we went to still were not safe. There were electric wires wrapped around trees and that were needing to be taken down. So we had to like kind of move on. There was like 3 houses, the first 3 houses we could not work with. So then they fed us a really yummy Puerto Rican meal. And then we went to another house, which we spent the rest of our day at. And I will share some pictures or video the best way I can on here. I should start an Instagram. I've just been too lazy. But anyway, there was a huge tree that had fell on top of their carport garage. It demolished it. It was like the metal and the tree were totally intertwined. It was a big hot mess. But we had like a team of 8 people and a chainsaw, and we got the job done. And they were so happy and thankful that we were there, and we were happy that we were able to help them. It brings more joy when you're able to give help, even if you need it yourself, I guess you can say. I mean, we're fine, we don't need no help, but it isn't that easy. And I was reading this military article yesterday, or it was an article on a military website, and the general was saying something about how, because of how the power grid is here, it needs a lot more work if they're going to get it up and going, because there was so many issues with it before the hurricane even hit. So it could be possibly January, February before a lot of us see our power back on, and in some cases May. So we really don't know when that's going to happen for here. There is no like telling. You don't hear anything specific. But I know one thing that they're trying to do is send these really huge generators that will run you know, some of these bigger towns and stuff. I know they were even having a hard time with powering up San Juan, because what they had to do, I guess, was run the lines from way south, way up to the north part where San Juan is, to get San Juan powered up. So what they had to do is actually build a small power plant in San Juan. And they're, I think, still working on that. I'm not sure if it said it was done as the end of September, or if it was going to be done at the end of October. So I don't know. But I know they're working on it, and they're coming up with ideas. So, you know, FEMA is here. FEMA is trying. My husband and I, we actually called them and applied for whatever it is that we can get help with while this time is really rough, but not being able to work and make an income for our family. They may be able to help some way. So a lot of people, actually, I found the numbers to be quite crazy. We have like over 3.4 million people that live here on the island, but only like 161,000 people have applied for help from FEMA and have been approved. So it just goes to show that the information is out there. People here don't know what number to call, or they don't have phones at work, or the internet to be able to go on there and apply for that help. So one of our goals is to get out there and try to spread that word and be able to help them out to get the help that they need as well. So we're also helping with some other families that were commenting on my Facebook, or not my Facebook, on my other YouTube video, the one I did before the hurricane really hit hard. There were some families looking for family members, and so our goal is to try to get to them and get a message out so that they know that they're safe. It's really nice to be able to do that stuff. So, well, I think my coffee is ready. I smell it. It smells so good. Look at that, it's boiling. So what I'm gonna do is let you go, and I'm going to pour that through and have myself a nice cup of Puerto Rican coffee with just a little bit of creamer. That's about all I use, so it's really yummy. So thank you for watching, and short and sweet, but it's gonna be a beautiful day again today, and I will see you guys later on. Take care.